rock this place, a red sex on the way. We keep you in the loop, lunatics, we here to make some lunatics. Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's hyper deflationary. It's hard to quell, dedicated to burning the supply of lumen classic. We're wording all this new classic lunatics, range of excess. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. Our contract burns lumen classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a loony swap to staging for more updates.
So again, apologies for the delay. When it comes to technical matters, as you all know, I'm not an expert in these things, but we've made a lot of progress over this past week, and there are things that have been updated. For example, I think the website is now more or less ready to go. I think it's actually updated beautifully from what I've seen. So that's a great great step forward. But as I said, we'll just give Johnny and 17 a moment to jump on. Johnny's here. So I guess we're just waiting for 17 now to jump in, and then we're good to go. But thanks for all being here. It's great to see you again for our weekly Sunday AMA. You can ask us anything, also preferably not me, because I've got no idea. But you can ask Johnny and 17 anything, and yeah, hopefully we can clarify anything that you may want clarifying. Johnny, how are you?
I'm good.
Excellent. Is 17 joining us, do you know?
Well, I thought so.
I thought so. He's probably still in bed. I don't know what time it is in Texas. What is it now? Yeah, it must be, I don't know. What are they, 8 hours behind, 9 hours behind UTC?
I think it's around
So it must be
10 a.m.
10 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, exactly, yeah. What time is it where you are?
11.
11. Okay, so you got the whole day ahead of you.
Yeah.
And it's just after 6 p.m. here for me, so I'm getting ready for bed. Okay, not quite yet, but so guys, does anyone have? I mean, as I said, the website, so far as I'm aware, is pretty much ready to go. I think it's up and running. I think all the adjustments, amendments, updates have been made, which is something that the team have been working on over the past couple of weeks. So this is great news. So far as the other updates are concerned, I'm not sure that we have firm dates yet, but things are in process, are progressing, and there will be, as soon as we know, there will be a sort of announcements, and these are things which we will either announce in the Telegram or on Twitter. But you guys will be the first to know what is happening.
Yeah, the website, just waiting to verify that the staking issue is fixed, and then we'll go live.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's no point going live with second version if the same staking issue is a problem.
Yeah, exactly. But we're almost there, aren't we? I think this is the one glitch that needs to be fixed, and then we're good to go.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And with the ETH stuff, that's on track. Once we have the marketing all scheduled and then set the date, then we'll announce it publicly.
Which is also good news. Johnny, do you have any kind of idea about the time scale for this, time span?
No, I don't.
What are we looking at? Are we looking at weeks, months?
No, it's in the very short future, but I don't want to give an exact date because we need confirmations back from marketing and stuff, because everything revolves around when we can schedule certain things, and we're just waiting back for that. And then what else
is happening?
Yeah, and then, well, as the community saw us put up a little teaser of the wallet, this coming week we'll have a little teaser about the DEX swap, and those are on schedule. So as we get updates, we will share them with the community.
So there are exciting things happening. I mean, things are on schedule. We are getting where we want to be. And as I say every time, I mean, in such a short, what is it now? 7 months, 7.5 months, much has been achieved, so much has been done. And this is just a project which is growing and growing and growing and offering more utility on a weekly, monthly basis. So we're all lucky to be a part of this.
Yeah, we get constant questions about launching on ETH means our BSC token is dead or migrating. That's not happening. And if you've looked or listened to any of our recent AMAs about our upcoming ecosystem, like what we're all doing with the DEX swap, the wallet, crypto banking, we need to be on multiple chains. Our ecosystem isn't just dependent on one chain. So we want to bring it to all users in crypto. So that's Ethereum, Terra Classic. There's plenty of chains we will not migrate to, but launch on as well. So those users can use our same utilities in their native chain versus just always BSC.
Yeah, I mean, that's something I also wanted to touch on because, reading through the chat in Telegram, it seems that some people are thinking that, once we launch on the Ethereum network, BSC will no longer be a priority. But that's not the case. I mean, both will be a priority. It's important that both function, both are successful. So it's not going to be a question one is more important than the other. Both are equally important, and we'll keep it that way.
Yeah, our utilities are for everyone, every chain, and that's why we need our native token on each of these chains.
Exactly. Guys, do any of you have a question you'd like to ask? Based on what we went through last week in the AMA and things which have been discussed in the chat during the week, perhaps some of you want to ask something, because now is the time.
Yeah, if there's no questions, since we are part of the L1 Community Oversight Committee, I will give some updates on Luna Classic as well from the L1 team. As everyone can see, the 3 props that Ed put up regarding Binance burns and such passed. These are not props that the L1 team decided. These are the requirements Binance had for Terra Classic to continue burns. So there's a lot of discussion. People didn't like the idea. Binance wanted to be whitelisted on their internal wallets. And what that was is that they can transfer between their Terra Classic hot wallets without being taxed. It's not for on and off chain transactions. Those will still get taxed. It's just internal, their own wallet. If they want to send some tokens from this Binance wallet to that Binance wallet, they won't be taxed. And that was a requirement from Binance itself, not from the L1 team. That was Binance. And separate burn wallet. So the community passed that we create a separate burn wallet. The L1 team has been in discussion with Binance versus creating a complete new separate burn wallet, which is 300 lines of code and all extra work, just removing seigniorage to the existing burn wallet. So there is no reminting, because that's their issue. They aren't quite satisfied with that because they wanted a complete separate one, which anyone can still use. But a complete separate one without the seigniorage code in it doesn't make it immutable to adding the code at a later date if the community put up a proposal for that. So that's kind of a moot point, and they're still in discussion on how they're going to set up this burn wallet for Binance, but that's a requirement. And then the other requirement was the way the actual burn tax is split. And that's because of a previous prop about 90% burns, 10% to the pool. and that was passed by the community. So these are just things the L1 team is implementing that the community has already passed. And then there is, you probably have seen videos or seen discussions about imminent chain halt. Well, for version 1.10, the chain has to be stopped. Validators have to update their nodes, and then when 2/3 of validator voting power has been updated, then the chain restarts. And this doesn't mean the chain is down for weeks or days or hours even. It can be a couple minutes. So it's not a big impact. All you won't be able to do is on-chain transactions in that time. And it's nothing to worry. It's just something that has to be done that way. So it's not a huge concern. Majority of the validators have already committed to doing the upgrade, and you need 67% voting power to do the upgrade. That doesn't mean you need 2/3 of the 130 validators. You just need 2/3 of the voting power, which is 67%. So that's where the L1 team is doing. They're just finishing what they've promised to upgrade. And if people have ideas for Q2, what they want to see Terra Classic work on, or what's a priority, whether it's repegging, which is not something you can just pass a proposal and it repegs itself. It's obviously got to come up with a solution, but the L1 team is looking to find out what the community and Terra Classic wants for Q2. So that's just an update on the L1.
Yeah, I mean, we see that Trev is working incredibly hard together with the other guys on the L1 team, and the things are progressing, and we're grateful. I don't think Trev is here today. Maybe he's digging another hole somewhere,
Yeah.
as he was the week before last. Craig, you have a question?
Yeah, I do. Good afternoon and morning to the rest of you. It was more about the ETH launch, really, with regarding the airdrop. So those that get airdrop the X amount for the NFT holders, will they receive a volume-based LUNC rewards, or is that once it's airdropped at inception? Do I need to rephrase that? So the NFT holders is going to be an airdrop, I understand. I know that's going to be a couple of days later once the chain settles and the bridge opens, but would those volume-based rewards in LUNC be from the time we receive the airdrop or prior to that?
It would be from the time you receive the airdrop. The airdrop may come close to launch. It just depends on our time frame, because there's a fair amount of addresses. And with ETH, also you pick the best gas fee time to do an airdrop because it's out of pocket. If you do it in peak time, it could cost more than the tokens are worth, but we'll try to get it out as soon as possible.
Yeah, brilliant. Thanks. Also, is there a staking platform going to be via the Lunatics website? The DApp for the ETH side as well? Did I hear you say on the last AMA?
Yes, we will have staking on the ETH side. I'm not sure exactly what day we're going to launch staking, but it will be fairly soon after launch. Probably let launch settle, let the typical pump and dump happen on any launch, and then open up staking.
Okay, I've got a few questions actually. I'll just write them all down because all these AMAs I've just missed, and then I'm thinking, wow, these questions haven't been asked yet. So fair launch. I haven't done a fair launch via Panckaceswap before, and I'm sure there's a lot of other people that haven't as well. What's meant by the lock time? I see that a lot when I've been on the site recently. There's a lock time, so I've got variable days. Is that like a soak period, if you like, for all the pre-salers that have bought and then have to hold those tokens for that period of time?
Well, any launch on Pink Sale can have a vested lock time for pre-salers, but our fair launch will not be, like, because you guys aren't, what fair launch just allows everyone to buy in at the starting price. And without tax, obviously. So you contribute however much you get. At the end of the fair launch, the starting price is calculated, and that's what you get tokens based on. The lock times you see often in there with variable times are the team tokens or private sale tokens or exchange tokens, staking tokens. They will have, because any token that's not allocated to the pre-sale and LP or burnt, Pink Sale wants to know if it's unlocked or locked. Because if it's unlocked, it could be, if you're concerned with the project and you don't trust them, they could sell them on launch on you. Obviously, we've established trust with our community. We've been around 7 months. We haven't done anything wrong. So a portion of our tokens, a small percentage, will probably be unlocked because we need to put them in staking right away. And if we lock them, then we have to wait 30 days. So the rest of them will be locked that aren't being used for pre-sale. But holders that are investors that buy into the pre-sale, they will not be locked.
Yeah, that's good to know. Now I understand a bit more. I thought that was the case. Last question then. And at the end of the fair launch, so this 5-day period that I've heard or the rumour mill's pushing out, what happens then? Does it finish and then there's a sort of a small period in between when the coin goes live?
Yes. We kind of mentioned 5 days. We'll play it by ear with the marketing team because ETH is a little slower than BSC. There's just a lot. I don't know. BSC, you can have 24-hour fair launch, 48-hour, whatever. It's going to be between 3 and 5 days that it's live. It gives people enough time, move funds around or contribute. And then when it ends, it finalizes. We finalize the pool, and then you guys can claim your tokens. And we pick when it will go live on Uniswap or the DEX, when it will actually be available to the outside public. The previous BSC token, it fair launch was 24 hours, and then they launched within 24 hours live. We are probably going to give ourselves at least 2 days versus 24 hours this time, because that was kind of rush for everything. And it just gives us time to maybe get out those NFT airdrops and sort a few things out. But it will be launched for public trading probably within 2 days after fair launch.
That's actually really good to know, that last bit as well, Johnny, that you'd said. I reckon a lot of the community would really enjoy having those NFT rewards being available on their wallets so they can benefit from the volume at the initial launch. So if that 2-day window was there and the ETH drop happened for the airdrop, that would definitely be a better standing with the community, I think. Because that's what everybody likes. They like the rewards, especially on the last one. I missed it by a week because I was abroad, but they all speak very highly of that. So that'd be really nice.
Obviously, being a rewards token is really important, that you're there for all the volume. And when you do launch within 24 hours after your fair launch, it's a lot of pressure and getting everything done. So this way, we give ourselves a little bit more time to set up marketing for post-launch. And it's just not so much pressure and stress and running around.
Yeah, so it benefits not only the core team and those pulling the strings behind the scenes, but also it's a positive for the community. So that NFT airdrop, if you like, I hold 40, and I know of others who hold a lot more. But it amounts to stuff, and that equals volume-based rewards. And I think that'd be really good if we were able to have that 48 hour to 36 hour delay where all owners actually receive their airdrops in time for that launch. Just saying, that's just my opinion or input anyway. That'd be really nice.
and it gives people more time to claim their tokens from what they purchased on fair launch, because a lot of people on the BSC side, I guess, weren't able to claim, and it was only a few days later. So this way gives more time.
Yeah, 100%. That's all my questions anyway. So thank you very much.
No problem.
Great, cheers. Thanks ever so much for your
No
questions.
problem.
They're appreciated. And thanks for your support.
Always.
Cheers. Does anyone else have any questions? Oh, we have a stock here, which is nice. And we have DJ Trev. It's hotting up. Any more questions, guys? Anything that you'd like to ask? While we have Johnny and Ace in the space. Really? This is surprising. Because there's so much going on at the moment, and I thought that there would be a lot of questions, you know, based on what we discussed last week in the AMA. And I figured that there would be, you know, questions about, you know, updates as far as how things are functioning. Craig has asked some delicious questions for which we're very grateful. But does anyone else want to ask anything?
I suppose I could say one more thing. It's not so much a question, Duncan. It's more.
I
posed a question trying to see if we can tease out a 60% APY staking, just because for old time's sake. But that came back at 48% or thereabouts. So it's probably worth mentioning something a little bit about the staking from your perspective, what it might look like, whether it's going to mirror the Binance Smart Chain side, so it's a familiar practice.
Yeah, sure. So Johnny or Ace, would you like to?
Well, we have to actually keep it the same as the current BSC staking, because otherwise people will just flock over to one chain and it'll drain the pool. Plus sustainability, 60% isn't sustainable. There was no way we could have predicted the success of that first round staking or even the commitment from the community. But will be around the same as BSC side. And then there's other opportunities with our DEX. There will be staking within the DEX, like liquidity staking. So people will have various staking opportunities.
Yeah, Craig, cheers for that. I mean, yeah, these are important questions, and it's good that you're asking the important questions, because I'm sure there are a number of people who are here now who are, you know, perhaps a little shy but want to ask these questions, and it's good that you're asking these questions, and for that we're grateful.
I can certainly ask a lot more.
Yeah, carry on. Keep
I'll
going.
just make them up. I could probably think of a few. I'll think of a few. See if anybody wants to come forward first, because this normally happens on these things.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
And then,
guys, does anyone else want to ask a question? I guess it's, yeah, so for me it's Sunday at 6:30 in the evening, and perhaps for some others in Central Europe it's the same time and they've had a long day. For those of you who saw the picture I posted in the group chat earlier of my curry, I have a brief update that it didn't go well. So there it is. So no more curry for me. But there it is. These things happen. Anybody else would like to ask anything? Trev, how are you? You're very quiet this evening. Today, this morning for you, I guess. No, Trev's very quiet. He's probably digging another, I don't know what it was he was digging 2 weeks ago. Some sort of sanitizing trench somewhere. Maybe he's still digging it. Ace, do you want to add anything? Yeah, I mean, I guess this is, I think we pretty much explained everything last week. The updates are coming. Everyone who's involved in the Telegram is kept up to date with, the progress that is being made. Anyone who follows the Lunatics Token Twitter account is updated with regard what's going on. So yeah, I mean, if you follow the Telegram and the Twitter, which are the two primary accounts, I guess, then yeah, you'll know everything that is going on in the background. You'll see what is going on, and there's always somebody in the Telegram, whether it be Paul Holder or Diamond Hands. They're always there. I don't think these guys sleep. They're always there to answer questions, and if the questions are beyond them, then they'll put them in the team chat, and then someone in the team chat will answer them, and then one of these guys will get back to you. So I think that there's a fair amount of the communication is pretty good. I hope you all agree with that. I mean, this is important to us, that the communication between the team and you guys is adequate. This is what we want. So we don't want to, sort of leave you out on any information. As soon as we have information, we will pass it on to you. And I hope that's the way you feel as well. I hope that this is what's coming through. So do we have any other questions? Any questions? Or is this the Craig show?
I could ask another question if you want. That's probably on their minds.
Yeah, go
okay,
on.
So with regards to the Lunatics wallet, it looks nice, looks tasteful. Is that going to be native to the project? As in, it's going to have a separate Lunatics area that I would say would give you access to both all chains for staking and things like that. I've seen the question pop up in TG once or twice, but I don't think I've seen it being answered. Is there? So my question again, to rephrase that, is the Lunatics wallet going to have a Lunatics interface personally for like staking and NFTs for both sides? Ethereum, I believe you are launching NFTs on Ethereum, and the same with the Binance Smart Chain and then the Terra Classic, as well as the pairs. So it's just quicker and accessible. You don't have to then mess around or go through central exchanges until the DEX arrives. It's a bit quicker, more fluid. I hope that made sense.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense. And Johnny will answer you.
Yeah, no, our swap and stuff will be integrated directly with that you can just do with Lunatics, but in the wallet itself has the DApp browser, so you will open our staking DApp and so on in there. The NFT section, you can have your Lunatics, and you can have all your NFTs from any project. It would be similar like you would use Trust Wallet. So you have access to everything within the wallet. And as like our bridge and stuff will be integrated, that you can do it through the wallet versus going to the website. And same with the on and off ramp for Lunatics, but it's actually just not specifically Lunatics. You can buy BNB on there too and sell BNB as well.
Okay, that's cool. Just trying to get away from the DApp thing, but as opposed to, well, not the DApp as such, but trying to dive into websites through the DApp browsers and things. But if there was a bookmark there, so it had a Lunatic specific thing, because it is based for you guys, and that's more.
Yeah, we can put a custom, like where it's always there, like you can put that in your own wallet. Like on Trust Wallet, for example, you go in there and you hit the DApp browser and default shows you Panckaceswap, Uniswap, right? We can have Lunaswap in there too.
Cool. I did have another question, but I got distracted. Sorry.
No, it's fine. But Craig, cheers for your questions. We have now Oxius. You have a question.
Hello, I'm
Hello.
back. How are you guys doing? How was your
Good.
week?
Yeah, thanks. It was
Busy.
a week. Yeah, a long week.
Excellent. Yeah, since we run a weekly AMA, I thought maybe a weekly progress report of some description, maybe like what you've been working on in the week, or if you've had any thoughts or progressed your ideas around which apps you're going to launch first. And like we talked about wallets, lend, borrow, DEX, payment rails. So just curious if you'd had any more thoughts about all of those various things and what you've been up to in the last week.
Well, over the last week, we've been finishing our version 2 website. We sent some teasers for the community for the wallet. The DEX and the wallet are in progress together. The DEX will come sooner versus the wallet. Next week, we'll have a UI update on the DEX for the community and some more updates on the wallet. The lending and borrowing and on and off ramp rails, that will come in phase 3 and 4 after the DEX and the wallet are completed.
Gotcha.
And then it's been keeping updated with the L1 team on the COC as well. And I did a little update for the community here on the progress of those props and the next one coming out with the version 1.10 upgrade. So it's been a busy week.
Excellent. I was thinking about creating your own DEX. So you have a pool right now on Panckaceswap, right? On Binance Smart Chain.
Yeah.
Remind me, are you making another separate DEX on Binance Smart Chain, sort of like in parallel, sort of like moving all the liquidity off of that DEX and onto your own?
The first phase of the DEX is basically will be connected to the Panckaceswap and Uniswap liquidity and bringing in our own liquidity pools as well. And we'll just keep funding them and building them up and obviously allow investors to add liquidity themselves to liquidity farm and slowly migrate. It's not that we'll ever completely be off Panckaceswap or Uniswap or even like through Terraport or TerraSwap. It's just adding another liquidity pool.
What do you think? So what's the long-term idea with the DEX? Is it the idea that you add more pairs, like add some new features that don't exist on Panckaceswap? Because I guess the trade-off is you sort of segregate liquidity between different DEXs rather than concentrating it in one. So you have like a deep pool with Panckaceswap. Now you're sort of encouraging people to come and sort of take some of that liquidity over somewhere else, or like what's sort of like so that's like the trade-off, but then there must be upside as well. So what's sort of like the long-term idea of the DEX? What's the upside of launching your own separate DEX?
Well, it's for our ecosystem. So instead of the project, like all trades on Panckaceswap, we don't really benefit from that, and the community doesn't benefit from that. It doesn't go to, we can either use it for deflation or extend the rewards to the LP stakers, right? Instead of that DEX trade fee that Panckaceswap charges you, now that can be rewarded to LP stakers. So they will actually earn more staking LP on our DEX versus Panckaceswap, because we don't necessarily need those funds for the project, but why not give it for income for other people? And same with integrating all of our payment system and fiat on and off ramp can be incorporated into our own DEX. It's just, we're providing a few other things that will get released as we go along, but we've always been about passive income for investors. So Panckaceswap takes a nice chunk of those fees. You stake on Panckaceswap yourself. Now you make a little bit of money, but you can transfer those fees more to the LP staker versus to the project.
Yeah, so I guess so the material difference is the trading fees. Instead of going to, like, I don't know if Panckaceswap has a token or something, you could stake that to like earn some of the fees off of volume on Panckaceswap. I don't really know, but I guess like you can incentivize. Can you incentivize the Panckaceswap pool with your Lunatics token as well?
Yes, if you're doing it, they can get a little bit more. Like Panckaceswap, if you add to liquidity there, or Uniswap, same thing. I think it's don't quote me on the numbers. I'm roughly guessing it's 0.17% transaction fee, and or 0.17% the LP holder gets, and they charge like 0.25. But the Panckaceswap does have its own thing called Cake, and you provide Cake LP, it gives you a higher return. But in our pools, we can increase the APY for staking or the returns because we only need to take minimal fees to cover operational costs. The project isn't using it to profit out of that. It's just added convenience to our holders. It's bringing, like I've mentioned in the last AMA you're in, it's bringing everything into one, so people don't have to go over there or go over there. They can just do it all at one place. It's convenience.
Got it. So so the team is going to be paid sort of like. So you'll get, actually, that's a good question. How, what's your runway like, and how will you make money from this project is a good question. Because most teams, I think, normally take 10 to 20% of the token allocated as team, like, and maybe they'll have like a year cliff or something like that. And that sort of like is a long run, and maybe they run a private raise at the start. I guess, did you guys run a raise at the start of this project?
No,
yes.
I think so. Yeah, sorry, Johnny, but I think that so far as this team is concerned, we're more interested in making the project a success. So it's not about the team, benefiting financially from this project. We want to make the project work, and then once the project works, we, along with all you guys, will benefit from this. Of course, we receive tokens from the beginning, but this is something which we're all in together, and this isn't the team taking huge amounts of tokens at the start and then sort of benefiting from this. This is a joint venture between us and you amazing guys. So this is what is important to us.
Yeah, and to go more on that, the team, like initially BSC was privately funded there, and most of it was team plus other outside friends and influencers purchased their tokens, and that's what funded the project. It was not, nothing was given to anyone for nothing. So everybody bought into it. So they're personally invested. And then there was a cliff launched in July, and the private vesting that was purchased tokens ended in December, and which is still all held by all private holders. They haven't sold. So they get rewards as well, because any holder of Lunatics tokens gets LUNC rewards. So they've been accumulating those as well. And going ahead, there's some things we do have to pay for, like there's some paying for some web development and stuff like that, but it's nobody getting paid a wage. It's the investment. And eventually, once the project is self-sustaining and supporting itself, taxes will get reduced, so there is no need for development taxes. And then it's just basically going to, I think, shift more towards, it's always been a community project. We take community ideas, we develop them. So I think it's going to push more towards being self-governed. The original team that's here, the core team, is all personally invested. Nothing was given to them. So they make money off their investment, the rewards. If the token goes up, they'll make money that way too.
Right. So I guess I was just thinking in this overall scope of launching various products. Like you need to have a decent runway to make it worth your while as a team to continue working. So I just was curious on how long that runway was. I guess if it's based off an initial raise, like how does that look? Well,
the team isn't being paid to do this work. This is all volunteer in a way. It's on your long-term investment. It's a opportunity even for investors to get in on the ground floor on something and build it out. It's just, I don't know. It's I guess everybody looks at it as layer one. This isn't a layer one project like a blockchain raising millions of dollars. And yes, we're paying all the team members 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month. It's nothing like that. We're building it out for everyone, community and team members. And the benefit you make is your rewards, your staking. Like you're welcome as a team member to stake your coins too if you like. And that's how you'll profit. That's how you will earn money off this project. You're not going to be given nothing. But it takes a team to start a project. Even, for example, Luna Classic. It's a community-run blockchain now. And look at the headaches that's cost. Because there's actually no entity in charge of it. It's just everybody's different ideas, go this way, go that way. And it takes so long. So once this project's up and running and stabilized, and it's self-sufficient on its own, it can move to a governance system and be run by the community.
Someone just messaged me, you guys had a 6-week vest from launch, which strikes me as extremely short. Where did that come from? That's an extremely short vesting period.
Well, the original, when the pre-sale was up, when the whole project was started, the vesting was, I believe, initially just a 6-week private sale because private holders were not going to be in any significant profit. It was just they put up the money with risk. But that got extended, and that was extended all the way till December. I forget what date it was exactly. So that's on our website, and that info is public. So I don't know where the 6-week comes. Probably misinformation again.
Gotcha. Yeah, I mean the vesting period was until the end of the first week in December, something like that.
I see. I get fake news sometimes in my DMs.
Yeah, this wasn't a seed raise, like where you get an overly excessive amount of tokens for a cheap price. This was a private sale raise, so they paid for their tokens. There was no free tokens. It's like some projects I see, they have a vesting of a year, but they gave 20% of the supply for nothing. It's like, okay, this is you guys starting on the project and working. Here we're going to allocate 20% to the team and plus pay you a wage every month, but you got to hold those tokens for a minimum of a year. Well, there's nothing like that. They don't get paid for working, and they paid for the tokens.
Yeah, I've just loaded up your website, which looks pretty slick. You got some particle effects on there.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the new one is much better. This one's cluttered. It's kind of outgrown its purpose.
Fair play. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess the point, so I was just thinking, like, from a business point of view, if you're launching a DEX, and like, we're talking about revenue from the DEX and sort of like, how do you make this sustainable as a team? Like, if I'm thinking about investing, so like, for example, I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what do I look for? Well, I'm looking for like a team who's well funded enough to keep working on this for a couple of years, 2.5 years or something. Especially if you want to build up all these products.
So I can we have already a budget for all the products, have the funding for that. We don't need extra funding for that. We have the operational costs for this for minimum a year. We do have a tax system on our token. and we do want to eventually reduce that just to rewards. Right now, our taxes are 8% buy and sell, but for our 3 or 4% of that is rewards. So marketing and development is one, and it's 2%. 1% goes to auto deflationary of our token, the other 1% to LP. So out of that, the project gets 2% of those taxes, and that would be used for marketing and development. And eventually we want to get rid of that because the utility, as long as the utilities are, obviously they'll be in a little bit of profit, and that will do future development. It's actually, once that whole ecosystem is finished, systems progress, we progress and upgrade. So it may not be bringing in, unless there's something new. I mean, with AI coming, being a big hype, but AI is a long ways away before it's actually useful. But and then we also do have our metaverse section, which will be income generation for the project as well. But that's a secondary source of income.
I'd forgotten about the metaverse. Wait, okay, yeah, there's the play to earn game as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
well, the metaverse is more than just play to earn. It's actually a real world experience. Like, you'd have to, like Exodus, I think they've done some AMAs with some Terra groups, and that their metaverse is open world. You can create and build like you can in Minecraft kind of thing, but in more of a 3D Unreal Engine. And you can also shoot at each other like Fortnite if you feel like it. You can build farms and farm crypto. So you can do anything in there. Yeah, you can listen to DJ Trev's music. You can host your AMAs and Twitter spaces in VR if you like. You can scan your body into there, like your physical self, and run around looking like yourself in there. So it's a big deal. Obviously, it's not going to happen in a couple of months. There's a playable alpha. It's a closed alpha to private. And as they're finished with the bugs and stuff, they'll go to a beta and then migrate to full public release.
Yeah, for any of you guys who aren't following DJ Trev, I don't know if you have the same screen as I have, but DJ Trev is next to me. He's a guy that you need to follow on Twitter and on YouTube. He has up to the minute updates, and this is the guy to follow so far as the L1 team is concerned. So make sure you give him a follow.
You're putting a lot of pressure on me, Duncan.
Yeah, but that's what I'm here for, Trev.
Well, as a COC member, I mean, as soon as we finish a meeting, Trev already has the info posted. Like, nobody does it faster. So if the community wants quick updates, that's who to follow for.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep that going as much as I can while I'm kind of laid off from on the season. That's going to slow down significantly when I get back to work, but I'm definitely doing the best I can with it. So hopefully, and any questions that anybody has, I can just put in the chat or whatever, and I try to get them answered. So I'm sorry I was late, you guys. Just kind of busy doing some stuff around real life stuff.
I saw the picture you sent me. Yeah. It looked like you were busy.
Last week I was digging a ditch, Duncan. This week we're putting in windows.
You're building an apartment. Yeah.
Yeah. No, my fiance has an apartment that's vacant, so I put in some floors and we're doing windows today. And
floors and windows are important. Yeah.
You can't be all crypto all the time,
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're doing a great job. It looks amazing.
Thanks.
Cheers, Trey, for being here. It's great to see you or hear you. So, guys, does anyone else? We have one more question, I think, from management. Management, you have a question?
Hello. Yes.
I think I spoke to you beforehand. The window guy, yeah?
I'm
You're
sorry?
the window guy, yeah? Duncan. Duncan, the window guy.
The window
The window guy.
the window guy.
Yeah, the guy that puts windows in.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's maybe a bad connection.
I'll tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I'll
Maybe
tell you
I'm
what
the
it is,
window
pal,
guy.
alright? Here's a game for you, right? Pick a fucking window. Pick a window.
It's time to pick a window, Duncan.
Sure.
It's time to pick a window.
Pick a window.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that means, but yeah, thank you.
All the best. Multi-command, good night.
Good. So it was lovely to have feedback from management. Anyone else have any questions?
What was the deal with that? Maybe I'm a little slow, but what the hell does that mean, pick a window?
I have absolutely no idea. Pick a window. I don't know. Maybe I really don't know. I really have no idea.
I think everyone here is wondering.
Means.
Everyone here is wondering why you're dodging the question, Duncan, and why you won't answer a very simple question. Why won't you pick a window?
Because I'm not entirely sure what that means. What does pick a window mean? I really have no idea. Do you guys know what pick a window means?
I'm Canadian. This kind of humor is beyond me, so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm English, and so whether it's humor or I don't know what it is, but I've really no idea what it means.
Very interesting. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone very much. I think I've heard enough.
Cheers, Uxie. Thanks for joining. Julian, how are you?
Hey, I'm listening to the pick a window guy and Oxiers.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Well, I'm not sure what does it means, but it's a rude thing. This is what I know.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This is what I know.
Fine.
And what I see, they disappear immediately after I enter.
Yeah. I just noticed that
I
the window guy is gone.
I want to assure them, LUNC guys, that if they continue like this, I will make some things public. This is how I want to say it. Because I'm
That's good.
very annoyed by these guys that they think they know everything, but they don't know that somebody is watching. So
yeah, sure.
Yeah. So this is what I wanted to say, because we were nice each time. Oxiers the same, but but when they start to be rude, then, in my opinion, it's time to change the window. Let's say.
Yeah. But there it is. I mean, there's always going to be someone who jumps into an AMA and says something completely bizarre.
No,
something
it's not
which
bizarre.
I don't understand. But
it's not bizarre. I know what they know what they mean. So they need to be careful, actually, because they have a lot of things that they've done, and somebody have some things. So if you mess with the community, I will mess with you guys.
Yeah, that's appreciated. Yeah, I mean,
that's why
it's madness.
So Duncan,
unnecessary.
Basically, it means for us simple people that don't go around insulting everyone. It's basically someone's outstayed their welcome, and you intend to hasten their departure by throwing them out the window. So it's a rude comment. It's sad that people have to do that. I mean, we've always been polite and courteous, and I'm not even going to go down that road because it doesn't benefit me nothing. I can't control people's actions or their personalities, so it's not worth my time.
No, it's not. And I apologize to anyone who I may have offended. I hope that I haven't. I mean, I think that I've been
in my opinion,
courteous and lovely through all these AMAs. And so if I have offended somebody, then I apologize.
yeah, I'm not in this opinion because you guys were polite every time with everybody, even if they fought and tried to find some sneaky things, what they think, because this is all about the LUNC community. It's a war against Luna and LUNC, and now they want to fight because they have some agendas and they get some money from somebody else, and that somebody else wants some things. They need,
exactly.
It's just a way to
they need
keep
to know,
it relevant and keep attention.
exactly, and they need to know that they are not and never will be covered 100%. If somebody shuts up, it's because doesn't need to interfere. But when you get rude and when you get unpolite, then it's not good. I don't. No, it's not about lunatics. It's not about anything else. Actually, it's about if you want to blame somebody or to try to find fake evidence about fake nonsense, then you don't have a place in the crypto space. I know the crypto space is built on lies and uncertainty. I know this, but if somebody wants to build something useful, something that it's, I heard a lot of questions about the wallet. Why the wallet is that? Why the wallet is that one? Why the wallet is the other one? It's because because the community wants it, and it's easily to go to something like Walmart and buy everything from there without spending your time in the entire city to buy from different places. The same thing is with wallet. It's the same thing.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you're right.
Yeah. I know.
And I think so far as offending people is concerned,
yeah.
the only person I take pleasure in offending is DJ Trev, because that's what he's there for, and that's it. But I think I'm nice to everybody else. DJ Trev will say nothing now.
And for
there it is.
And for other ones, I'm not afraid to say I'm an L1 developer in multiple chains. I know what the hell I'm speaking about. I got a little bit angry because they think that they are masters of tokens, and they spread whatever they want to spread. Then they go to post tweets. I told them this is just a worm. Let's see. I will do them. I will do that. I will do that. You will do nothing, actually.
Yeah, no, Julian, I mean, this is a community, and it's important that we work together to make this function, to make this work.
Exactly.
And if you have people jumping in and saying pick a window, then this isn't helpful. It really isn't helpful. We have to work together to make this a success. And the key behind this, the success that we've already achieved, is to keep going, to make this an enormous success. And we will do this.
Yeah, exactly. And for everybody to know, sometimes parts of developers of the community, they help Lunatics Token and other projects for nothing. I build a lot of things for nothing. I don't want money because I have, So, Duncan, everybody, I help them, and I will continue to help them without taking any money. I do that for them because they are transparent, and I do that for the community because it's a good community. That's why.
It's an amazing community. I mean, this is a community which I've never encountered before. I mean, the Lunatics community is it's one. It's something that I've never encountered before, and we are unbelievably. I mean, it's not a question of core team and community. I mean, we are one, and we all work together, and we take on the ideas of the community. We look at these ideas, and you know, if they are good ideas, then we implement them. But this is just a lunatics family, and this is important, and we appreciate that.
Exactly, and as far as everything is if you want to speak, okay, speak freely, but do not offend others.
Yeah, no, I'm easy. I'm not offended. You know, I don't I don't care about that kind of nonsense. You know, if some fool wants to jump in and say pick a window, that's fine. You know, it doesn't bother me.
Hey, Duncan. My good buddy, my friend, loves to talk shit about me. Hey,
you're a bit late coming back.
I'm eating my McDonald's chicken sandwich now.
For God's sake, what's wrong with you?
I'm busy today, man. You guys might have already talked about this, and I apologize if you did, but I have received a couple of questions in my comment section from people who are holding, the BSC token. And, feeling like because there's so much emphasis being put now on moving to ETH and moving on Terra Classic chain, that the team is kind of leaving everybody behind and forgetting about them.
We had this thread. I mean, you.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry if I missed it.
No. But I mean, the emphasis will stay with both BSC and ETH. I mean, there's not going to be a preference between the two. Both will remain important. Both will be paramount. There's not going to be a favorite. There's not going to be a sort of a favorite son and the prodigal son. Both will be as important as each other.
I think the thing is people are just concerned more about the chart. So they think because we're not pumping BSC, we don't care. If they only realized how much work and money goes into building this ecosystem, and not once in there does it say BSC is not included, right? Like the ecosystem, the apps are all for every chain. We have to broaden, go multi-chain. So all of our apps, we have the multiple users because not everybody uses just one chain. So by building this ecosystem and making it available to all these different chains just benefits the core project. Whether you hold on BSC, ETH, it doesn't really matter. The prices will balance out to each other. They're bridging, so you can float around wherever you like if you want to do arbitrage. And the development isn't specific to a chain. The development is specific to the project. And the chains are just where the tokens are held and so on, and you can do what you like with them. So I think people need to understand Lunatics is more than just a token on one chain. It's an actual project.
Hello, thank you for inviting me to the talk.
Hey, Grin Spigot. It's nice to have you.
Hi, Duncan Gray. Hi.
Hi.
I'm just wondering, have you considered maybe putting something on the Luna Classic chain?
How do you mean?
I mean that there's a whole chain with Luna Classic. It's a level 1 token, and there are DeFi apps that can be built on the Luna Classic chain. I'm wondering why you emphasize so much Ethereum and BSC or Binance Smart Chain when there's an actual ecosystem on Luna Classic. Have you thought about building something on Luna Classic to actually help increase transaction volume and burning like directly on the chain?
Yes, we have actually, and that's why we're partnered with Exodus as well, and the gaming metaverse they're doing. We have NFTs there as well if you've been following. As for building on the chain, I think that would be foolish money spent until the layer 1 has finished the upgrades, instead of doing dApps and contracts that need to be completely updated and migrated over after this version 1.1 is upgraded. So we've been in discussion with this for the last 3 months. I don't see where this is coming from, but I kind of can guess where you're coming from. It's just
I was just curious because I'm not that familiar with the project. I'm not.
Well, Luna Classic chain is broken. It's just barely trading above meme status right now. We need upgrades, and that's what the L1 team is doing. And they're bringing it up to parity so we can actually develop on chain. There isn't a whole lot of L2 DeFi projects being launched on Luna Classic. I mean, Terraport's the one coming up, but everything will need to be upgraded again after the V1.1 upgrade, so there's no point doing it until that's done. But that's prepared in the background. Once the chain is upgraded, then you'll see us putting layer 2 projects on there.
Okay, because that seems like it would be more of a direct benefit, as if there was actually something on the Luna Classic chain to help Luna Classic.
Well, it is. That's the whole idea with Exodus as well, the whole point. But right now, it's not smart. It's not even economical. And direct benefit comes in different ways. Right now, Binance is the thing keeping Luna Classic alive with the trade volume. So, but they're not on chain. But that's the point.
No, they're not.
It's keeping awareness, keep bringing more users to Luna Classic, bringing more hype around it, getting that chain upgraded, encouraging dApp developers to come onto chain. So we just got to stay positive and keep building on layer 1. And once the layer 1 team has achieved everything they need to do, then it's when layer 2 projects can come and take over and make it a chain again.
So I once had a brother-in-law, and he didn't want to mow the lawn until he got like a really expensive ride-on lawnmower, because that was a lawnmower that he felt was best to mow the lawn. But it was possible to mow the lawn without like a $5,000 lawnmower, and so maybe he just didn't want to do that. I think it'd be good if people would start to focus on the idea of building on the chain, so that we're not just a token that's traded like a PooCoin on Binance. And as much as we can thank them for keeping interest in the chain, at the same time, like, it runs counter to the entire narrative of being a level 1 token. So how do you make that transition? Like, where do we stop relying on sucking at the teat of Binance and actually use the chain for what it's meant to do? When do we stop developing on Ethereum and other places and launching tokens there, draining liquidity that could go directly to Luna Classic environment? Like, how do you make that transition if you're so reliant and so grateful for Binance right now, and we're like walking on eggshells around them and catering to them and building special code to cater to them and their wallets and so on? Like, all this seems to me to keep Luna Classic down, to keep people off chain, because I can go on Binance and buy with 0% fees, but I'm going to come on chain and I'm going to be taxed to death, or I'm going to go on Ethereum or Binance chain to buy tokens that might burn some Luna Classic. Like, all this seems to just incentivize people to keep money off of the chain. So if you want Luna Classic to really be healthy, like, don't make excuses, maybe. And this isn't to you in general, but like, people don't want to develop on Luna Classic because this, that, or whatever reason. But if it's ever going to be anything more, we got to be on the chain.
Exactly.
Go, Johnny, go on. Yeah.
If I'm allowed, I want to say something.
Julian, say.
Good day, Green. You need to know that you cannot build anything in this moment on Luna Classic Why is that? Because the chain, as Johnny said earlier, is broken. There are a lot of ghosts inside the chain. They are dead smart contracts who make a lot of harm. And if you want to build something, you will spend now some money. And when the L1 team will upgrade the chain to the WAS 111, then you need to put up to the trash everything what you build and rebuild again, because the difference between 0.16, what is now, 0.16.6, what is now, and 111, it's a huge difference, and they are not alike. And it's an upgrade, not an update. It's a huge difference. So until that it's happening, that's why nobody wants to spend their money to actually to throw the money on window. I'm developing on L1 chain, on Terra Classic chain. I know what I mean.
So the Terra Civita, their DEX, are they going to throw it out in a few weeks?
Exactly. Yes, because they have 0.16 and then they need to shut that down. I spoke with them, and then to rebuild it. Why? Put yourself a question. Why they didn't launch until that? And answer to yourself. Why? This is the reason. Because you need to rebuild everything again. Actually, I spoke with somebody from there, and they said they have 0.16, and they are in process to build the new one. But the process to build the new one, it's actually a nonsense, because you don't have the former function. You don't know it yet. So it's a lie. Just open your eyes and you will see. Nobody is fighting, nobody wants to not build in Terra Classic chain. But how should I build a table in a house that it will fall at the first blowing of the wind? Tell me, you will do that?
Yeah, I appreciate that. You're making me really reconsider whether I want to own any Luna Classic, because it sounds like it's kind of broke as a joke.
It's broken now, but it's rebuilt by the L1 team. This is what I wanted to say. Until then, actually, this is what they are hired for, and this is for what they are paid for. This is what they do in this moment as we speak. They upgraded. They started the upgrade, so we as developers and L2 and L1 and go on, the developers and projects could bring to the chain some utilities. This is but everybody in LUNC community it's have a wrong rhetorical. Why is that? Why is that one? Why is that one? And actually, they don't want to see the truth. See it, because it's in front of your eyes and it's very simple to see it.
Investing in Luna Classic is investing in the possibility, and it's like any crypto, it's a chance. There has a lot of potential, but the community has to come together. It's always fighting. It's always coming and attacking everyone that's trying to do something. Instead, they just need to work together, upgrade the chain, so large DeFi projects will come to the chain. We're nothing, like we're small compared to that, but you want these protocols that used to be there to come back, but they're not going to come back until it's upgraded, because it's waste of money. So
are we better off? Is Terraport like doomed to fail then?
No, they just will have to spend more development hours upgrading everything they've built. That's the point. They should have waited, but that's their choice. And if they want to do it, go ahead. I think Terraport will be fine. They're just going to have to wait till the V11 is out. Like, there's no point to do it now. If they'd launch their token and right now, as soon as V11 goes up, they have to shut it down and build a new one and then relaunch. So I think that's kind of a waste of money. And I don't think any layer 2 project should come and waste money now. Everybody should just sit tight, let layer 1 do their job, stop giving them these moon boy proposals of
repegging now and burning billions of dollars, because realistically, let's fix the chain first.
So is it 100% different code base then?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. The answer is yes. It's 100% different thing.
Because the features in the new CosmWasm upgrade if you use any of these new features in that, breaks all the old contracts. Terra Wasm D is a custom Cosmos Wasm D. So once upgraded, and then to upgrade even to 0.31, 0.30 will work fine. 0.31, not sure if there needs to be changes made for Terra Classic. But it is a complete break.
So small changes, yes, but not big. But what it is now, it's 100% different code. Exactly, yeah.
Well, it's new. It's upgraded. The chain hasn't been upgraded in a long time. It's way out to date.
Yeah.
It's had updates.
Yeah, exactly. Update is different thing, not upgrades. Yes, exactly, John. So to make a simple understanding from Green, it's like you want now. LUNC chain is like a car from 1992, you know. So needed to be bring to 2023. This is the reality, actually. It's different code, different things.
Well, it's like, okay, I'll assume you guys are all Apple users, but it's like you have an iPhone 4 and you want it to do the same thing as the iPhone 13. Not going to happen. You build an app for iPhone 13, it's not going to work on iPhone 4. That's the same thing. Like that's a hardware-ish thing. It doesn't support the new software. In our case, it's all about the software versions. We're outdated. That's all.
Can we get the Terraport? Can we get the Terraport devs in? Because I think they need to hear this. I think you could save them a lot of time and a lot of trouble for the community. I'm worried that.
I spoke with somebody from there. They know already.
It's not up to us to tell the Terraport devs. We're Lunatics Token. Ed and Zardar and the other devs from Terra Classic have posted publicly what these changes do. So it's up to everyone to do their homework.
Yeah. Actually, I'm sorry for you doing that. You guys from LUNC community, you need to ask good questions and to the right guys. Because if you ask bicycle builder about car building, you will get wrong answers. Always.
And any layer 2 project that wants to come and build on Terra Classic, Ed and LUNC Burn Army, I believe they have links where you can contact them to see what requirements, or if to upgrade your contracts to the new version, what all needs to be done. They're willing to assist. So people, the information's there. The people are there to help. Just reach out.
So it sounds like we should all get our money off of Luna Classic before it breaks. All the apps on there.
Why would you get your money? The chain is not going to break. You can buy and sell all you like. I'm sure you probably don't even hold it on Terra Chain. You're probably holding it in Binance, where 80% of the rest of the people do. But
I can't do that. I'm American.
That explains it.
Okay, but you got it wrong, because now it's a LUNC chain. It's under development for upgrading, so it won't break. This is the reason why L1 it's working now, L1 team. And to be honest, in my opinion, everybody should thank them because they built something. Johnny is part of the COC as well as ADRESS. They inform the community, but they inform the community who wants to hear. Actually.
So I think in regards to your question about taking money, that's your choice, it's your money. But I think to be more beneficial, you guys should start supporting the development instead of attacking them.
if I wanted to take all of my Luna Classic and bring it to Binance, what the chain, what do you recommend now? Because I'm worried that the whole chain is going to break based on what you told me.
You know what? I can't recommend anything. That's your money. I don't give financial advice.
It's down to you, mate. I mean, you have to decide where is best to invest. But you know, this is not the platform to that or for that. You have to decide. You have to do your own research and you know, work it out yourself, as we all did. Johnny,
Thank you.
You're welcome. But you know, this isn't. You know, I'm not saying you know you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But you know, you have to be comfortable yourself.
What we're saying is don't create a contract right now knowing the V11 upgrade is coming out in a few weeks and it will break your contract. The Luna Classic contract and USTC contract will be fine. They're getting upgraded. The chain is being upgraded. But don't create your own token or your own DeFi project and relying on old outdated contracts when the new upgrade's coming right away.
Well, I look forward to seeing what you guys do once the chain is updated. Thank you for letting me talk with you.
Great, thanks for contributing. We appreciate it.
And to piggyback a little bit, but that's where having faith in the L1 team comes in, though. I mean, if you think about it, we take risks all the time by investing in crypto. You know what I'm saying? And we have faith in that the developers of these, you know, coins and tokens and everything else has our best interest in mind. So with that being said, it's like, I mean, I don't think you should want to run from the Luna Classic chain because of everything that's happening, especially with all the upgrades and updates. It's only going to make everything bigger and better. So like Johnny said, yeah, we're not giving financial advice, but also at the same time, it's just keep the faith. You've held this long, so why, quote unquote, give up now?
Yeah, well said, Ace. Yeah, cheers for that. Guys, management is requesting to speak. Pick a window.
No, I don't think he deserves the right to speak.
No, I don't think so. I mean, you know,
that was rude.
Enough of him. Yeah, it was rude. It was it was nonsense. So I think we should, unless Mace, you want to.
Who wanted to speak?
Yeah, okay. I'll let him. I'll invite him to speak.
Yeah,
but if he says something which pisses me off, then I will block him immediately.
Anne has her hand up, guys. I think she.
We'll go with Anne first because she did have a hand up, and then we'll go to the other person.
Anne first. Yeah, Anne.
Yeah, because we want to hear everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Duncan. Hello, DJ.
Hey, Anne.
Hey, Johnny Depp. Well, I don't know. He left. Grin Spirit. What he's saying, the chain is breaking, and all this kind of, I prefer the word nonsense instead of the more aggressive word. It's nonsense. There is an L1 team who's working their off to get everything in order, in place, to get the chain upgraded to where it needs to be. They are paid now in a way they should have been paid. So we've got Edward Kim, we've got Tobias, we've got Reg, we've got a Superman in our L1 team who is doing a really, really big deal of coding. He's actually called Superman, so it's really funny. So really stop talking about these negative things. It doesn't mean, and it doesn't do anything good to anyone. we were a layer 1, we are a layer 1 blockchain, and we will be a layer 1 blockchain, and we will survive all this. So let's stay a little bit positive. Let's not call each other names. LUNC DAO is a well-respected member of our chain. He did a lot for the community. He helped a lot. He's still helping a lot. And his humor and, let's say, a little bit of sarcasm attracts a whole lot of people to our chain. So let's keep focusing on that. Let's keep focusing on progress and not on regression.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, I agree. I mean, we are not focusing on the negativity that comes with this. I mean, there will always be negativity, but we are a positive team. We are a positive community, and we will always be positive. We will always strive to make this work, and that is our number one goal. No matter what anyone says, this is our number one goal. We won't.
Yeah, but if someone,
we won't.
Sorry to interrupt you, Duncan.
No.
If someone's saying that LUNC chain will break, big panic again.
Yeah, of course. These are concerns. Yeah, people have these concerns. It's not going to break. This, with the L1 team, this is designed to make this succeed, and with people like Johnny and DJ Trev behind this, and Zarander and so on, this will be a great success. But people want results overnight, and this isn't going to happen. This takes time. This isn't an overnight thing, and so we have to be patient, and we will see the results. And as a result of the hard work that these guys are putting in, we will, all of us, see the benefits.
And I agree with you there, Duncan. I mean, it's like I say all the time, we're all many links on the same chain. And then the only way we can make this thing go is if we all pull in the same direction. Of course, I know DJ Trev heard me say that a million times, but it still rings true. I mean, sitting here attacking each other and talking about each other, even in a sarcastic sense, or saying something's going to fail when we don't even know what's going to happen, it's kind of asinine to me. You know what I'm saying? I mean, in order for something to work, you have to believe in it. and you have to cultivate it to try to make it grow. So, excuse me. With that being said, it's like, if we're all working towards the benefit of the chain, what sense does it make for anybody to go after anyone? You know what I'm saying? Since we've all done our own little part and little contribution to try to make the chain vibrant and viable, and to stay, a long-term thing with everybody. I mean, if you think about it, especially I know if I say this, I mean, everybody's in a sense going to try to come after me, but I mean, the whole thing with Apple, that everybody knows Apple's story. Apple was a company one time before it created computers. It failed, and it came back with the iPhone, and then it started going, and it started growing up from there to $1 trillion company. Apple started in 1979 with Steve Jobs. It didn't get to its popularity, its real popularity, until the iPhone came out. One of the first smartphones. So if it took Apple this amount of time to build up into what it is, why can't we give that same patience, that same time, that same, commitment? Because just about everybody owns an iPhone nowadays. I mean, you can't look 3 feet in front of you without seeing somebody with an iPhone. Why can't we give that same type of wherewithal, commitment, support to Luna Classic? I mean, we see that we have the L1 team, and we have people here that are trying to do everything that they possibly can to get the chain to a point where it's moving the way that we think it should be and the way it has been in the past. So why even knock anybody down, that's trying to do those types of things? If we're all supposed to be trying to do everything that we can to be helping the chain do what we're supposed to do for the chain to make the chain the best thing there is, especially with it being community run since sliced bread, then why are we even going at each other? It doesn't make sense at all. It does not help the cause of anyone. You know what I'm saying? And especially people that's just investing in it, it doesn't help their value. It doesn't help anyone's value.
Money. Exactly.
Right.
I mean,
we're losing money because we're worried about
to make money. I mean, that's why
Correct.
people invest in this.
Correct.
And if we're going to fight against each other, then the only thing we're going to do is lose money.
Yeah, and then everybody's losing everybody. It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? So if we're all doing what we're supposed to be doing for the betterment of the chain, then let's keep it at that point. Let's focus on that. Eyes front, head high to the finish, with this thing. So if you really believe in it, whatever the L1 team is doing, and then what they're doing to create layer 2 project, to help layer 2 projects come onto the chain to make it better, to make it stronger, why knock anybody? Because currently, let's be real, we don't have anything right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. But
and we have people that are actively trying to work on it to make it better.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just doesn't make sense to me at all. I'm sorry about getting on my soapbox, but it just doesn't make sense at all.
No, Chris, you're good to get on his soapbox because what you're saying makes sense. This is a community, and this is something that we need to work on together. And if there is this sort of animosity, this sort of fighting, this infighting, then it will never succeed. We need to be on the same page to make this work.
Hello.
Yeah, Trev.
What's going on? I'm kind of listening while I'm also doing other things, but I'll take an opportunity to kind of step in here a second. It would be great if we could all get along and be on the same page. But, I've been on my soapbox quite a bit on my videos for a while, talking about the fact that decentralization, pure decentralization, it doesn't seem as going to allow for that. Because as soon as we're headed down one path, somebody comes up with a whole new big idea that might take everybody in an opposite direction. And so I think that this is just something we're going to have to deal with for some time to come. If we're not willing to put in some sort of centralized leadership kind of team, regardless of how we configure that, then this is something we're going to have to deal with. It's going to keep going around in circles. All of that said, I do want to point out the fact that the L1 task force is actively looking for community involvement and community sentiment and opinions on which way we want to go or what things they would like to see in Q2. Because they're pretty much going to be putting together that proposal for funding for Q2, and it would be great to have some idea of which way the community kind of wants to go, and so they know what exactly to put in as far as the work that needs to be done.
No, that makes perfect sense, Trev. I mean, the community has to work together. That's the end of it. I mean, everybody has to work together. If there is this sort of this mix of sentiment, this mix of feeling about which way things should go, then it will never work. There has to be some kind of solidarity so far as this is concerned.
Can I have one more question to Julian?
Yeah, of course you can.
Okay.
I don't know if Julian will agree, but I do.
Julian, it seems to be that you are helping the L1 team with coding. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard about what you said.
No, I know I don't. I don't help them with coding. They are full adults. They know to code. Yes. I'm a developer. L1 and L2. I know I developed in the LUNC chain, but I'm not involved in any development that is going on right now. I helped Lunatics Token to bring utility on chain.
Okay.
And if the L1 wants to help, my help, gladly I will, with no money. I told them already, so I'm transparent. Everything what they need, but currently they don't need anything because they do know what to build and how to build.
Well, my next question is because someone asked why is Lunatics Token not building on the LUNC chain, and then the response was because of the chain will be upgraded and then the code doesn't match. So can't you work ahead? Because since you're knowledgeable with coding and developing, if you know where the upgrade's going to, you should be able to work ahead and build something that will be compatible with the upgraded token, upgraded code.
Yeah, this is what I do in this moment. So I'm not losing time with the old code. This is what I'm trying to say. And look, I'm not losing time already. I did before the upgrade was announced. So now I'm building and I do the coding for the new version.
Okay, so you should have, when someone was asking why don't you build anything on the LUNC chain instead of Ethereum, then you could have answered, we are working on it as Lunatics Token to build something on the LUNC chain.
Just a second. No, because it's misunderstood. I'm not part of the Lunatics Token core team. I'm just helping them without taking money. I'm saying again and again because I don't want everybody to understand otherwise. I'm not tied with Lunatics Token and what they want to build. Yes.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, you misunderstood, and that guys who ask you questions, yes, they misunderstood. Indeed, I know what is happening on the chain because I worked on the chain. Everybody should understand what they want to understand.
And are there some other developers or coders on the Lunatics project who would be able to work on the Luna Classic chain when it's being upgraded to work like a kind ahead to it?
Well, we have a lot of developers in our Lunatics token, so yes, it's possible that. But for now, I'm just me and some of my friends who are also developers helping me to build for Lunatics token. That's why I told the Terra Civita they built something amazing. I agree, but why you want to build something that you need to go to put it to trash is not my my position to tell. Is not my concern. Is their business. I don't care. But this is what I told to a guy, to Terra Civita, who asked me, if you build now 0.16.6, every token what you mint, you need to take a screenshot and then to airdrop with a new one. Of course, you need to build a new one. So my opinion is no purpose, and it's a waste of money for everybody who wants to build now before the upgrade, because the upgrade will be something like maximum 1 month. Why you build something old? What is not useful?
That part I understand perfectly. But if you know what the code is going to, what the code will be to have the upgrade, you could build already on that new code.
Yes,
instead of I don't know how to say it in English, but you could be working in for the future.
That's what he's saying. No, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. We are upgrading our contract to the new Cosmwasm. So that way, when they're ready to go, we are ready to go as well. So it's not like we're sitting on our hands and just waiting for the upgrade to happen. No, we're proactively moving to get that done. So that way, when they're ready to go, we are too. So we're not sitting on our hands on this anymore. You know, we waited already, you know, long enough to see, you know, like what's going on with the network. How can we finally get Lunatics onto the network? And every time we've tried, something else has come up. But now we know what's definitively happening with the network itself. We are now building towards that. So it's not like we're waiting, you know, to do anything. We're moving forward with trying to build our new contract to CosmWasm, to the new CosmWasm upgrade.
Great. That was the answer I was waiting for. Thank you.
Okay, thank you too for your question, man.
So, guys, any more questions? Because we tend to try to stick to 1 hour, but we're now 1 hour and a half. So, anyone else want to ask any questions? Throw yourself out of the window. Guy appears to have disappeared. But if anyone else wants to ask anything before we wrap up, we'll be happy to try and answer your question. Good. Then I guess, yeah. Thanks to all of you for being here, for taking part in this, for joining us on this jolly Sunday afternoon AMA. This is, as you know, a weekly thing. We will be back every week, so any questions you may have will be answered. If you have questions in the meantime, we will be available on Telegram and on Twitter. So don't worry. Just chuck your question in there, and we'll try to get back to you. We won't try to get back to you. We will get back to you. Johnny, Ace, do you want to say anything in a departing message?
Nope, just thank the community for all the support they give us, and we will keep them updated.
Yeah, definitely. Trev, do you want to say anything? Ace, you first, of course.
And just like what Johnny said, thank the community for sticking with us and by us after all this time. And again, like I always say, without y'all, there's no us. And everything that we do is to help benefit not only the Luna Classic chain, but our community as well. So thank you again.
Ace, I just got to say that I hate it every time you steal my catchphrase. But there it is. I got to come up with a new one. But guys, cheers. Thanks for joining us. It was
everybody have a great one.
You here. We appreciate all your questions, and we'll catch up again next Sunday. So take care. And any questions, just join us in the Telegram, and we'll get back to you. Okay. Cheers. Thanks. And
Listen up, lunatics, I got a story to tell about a project that's deflationary. It's hard to quit, dedicated to burning the supply of Luna Classic. Rewarding all the new plastic lunatics range of excess. We got something here, lunatics, we're unique and it's your breed. Our contract burns Luna Classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around X, a Luni swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through, our team is working hard. Development never stops, stack swapping wallet arm in the works. We'll be on top, landing and borrowing chronicles. Rep to bank consistently, we got big plans for lunatics. We know just what to do, lunatics. We're unique and it's your breed. Our contract burns Luna Classic, there's no need for greed. Lunatics wallet, around this, a Luni swap to stay tuned for more updates. We're always pushing through from the beginning. Our goal was to bring the project to life. Burning Luna Classic, we're wording over. That's right, what you do with your words? It's up to you to choose, keep it selling or stake it. It's all yours to use, lunatics. track runs Luna Classic.